Hello everybody. Welcome to another KPC live. Let me know if you are all seeing this. Hello everybody. Say hi in the chat please. Let me know where you're all watching from and what time it is. As you can see, my throat is not in the best state because I am sick, as you can see in the title. Regardless, I want to keep these live streams regular as possible and as a promise between you guys and myself. So here I am in the normal time, in the usual time. It is not COVID. Maline, thank you for your concerns though. San Antonio, San Diego, you've got that sexy, sick, deep voice. Okay. London, Canada, Kat, hi. From the UK, Eileen, hello. Okay, great. California, great. La la la. Yeah, so please excuse me for my weird voice today. Yeah, this sudden weekend sickness has cost me a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I had a lot scheduled and planned, but it just ruined everything. But yeah, I'm just going to continue try to do my live stream. 안녕하세요. Daniel from Romania, hello. And Oi, welcome to the fam, just subscribed. Great. Hello Slav. 1211 in New Jersey. Okay, great. Very sexy voice though. It's very ironic that my sick voice sounds sexy in some way. South Carolina, hello. I wonder how y'all are doing from Florida. I hope everybody's okay. I heard there was like the biggest hurricane or typhoon of the century. I hope everybody from if anybody's watching from Florida or any of the adjacent states or counties, I hope y'all are doing good. Yeah, I heard a lot of celebrities have been donating and supporting the community with like food, shelter, and funds and such. So yeah, if you can let me know like if there are any links or such that lead to help and aid towards the community over there, please let me know in the chat or the comments afterwards, so even our subscribers and viewers can contribute as well. Yeah, I heard it was devastating. Yeah, it wasn't covered that much on the Korean news, but on YouTube I've seen some reports via CNN or other news channels saying that yeah, it was catastrophic. Wow, from Florida, just survived Milton. Wow, you had to clean up my yard for a week, but no damage. That's great to hear. Okay, we only got the rain from a storm. Yeah, yes, I was talking about Milton. So I don't know, maybe it's case to case, but at least what I've seen on the news was, yeah, there were some tremendous damages. And from what I know, there was a hurricane or flood, not right before even the Milton, so it's like double damage. And yeah, so hope everybody's doing good. Hello Ashley from Maryland. And yeah, so I just have like a little ramen noodle over here so that I can soothe my throat a little bit while I get into the live stream. So just gonna be doing this, but yeah, like as I said, I suddenly got this cold over, I don't know, the past 2 days, and it's not like a severe cold, I would say. Like my temperature went over like 38 degrees, which I posted on Instagram today, and thank you everybody for saying get well or get better via DM. Yeah, but I had a lot scheduled over the week, like over the weekend, such as I needed to deliver some sponsored videos and scripts that got delayed I was really kind of anxious because by contract the delivery date was Friday, and I wrote to the manager like, is there any chance that I can delay the delivery date to next week, because I just can't, I'm not in the condition to film right now. So thankfully and gratefully, the client or the agency said it was okay. So yeah, I delayed that 1 week further, and then I had like a appointment, I guess, like a meeting with one of my friends that I haven't seen in like a year or so, or maybe even 2 years. And we made this meeting date like a month ago, and then I suddenly got sick, and I texted her like at 3 a.m. like, I'm so sorry, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it because I have a bad, you know, throat, and also it's probably a cold, so I don't want to like make it like contagious or anything. So yeah, that was canceled, and then I actually had 2 meetings today. So that was scheduled at 1 p.m. I slept throughout the whole morning until like 11, 12. Canceled that, and then at 6 p.m. I had another meeting with my friends. One of them is getting married, so they're my high school friends, and like, even if they're my high school friends, we don't frequently meet each other because like everybody's very busy. We're all now in our 30s, so everyone's got a good job and their own life, and some are even married. So yeah, one has a kid, so it's just very hard for us to like group together. And this meeting was also like scheduled a month ago, and I think I got a little bit better towards the afternoon because I, you know, got some soup, some nutritions, and vitamin, and most importantly some medicine. And my fever went down a little bit, and I just felt so bad that I would miss like the wedding announcement meeting, so I decided to attend. Thankfully my mom was at my house. She hasn't gone to Busan yet, so she took me to the meeting place, which is in Gangnam, and then I did a quick dinner and then came back. Yeah, but then still I do have to deliver the new branded video for tomorrow or next week. So I'm at the studio right now. I'm just finalizing the script, and hopefully I can start editing or filming tomorrow. So yeah, that's basically my weekend. But you look good, thank you. Hot water with honey and lemon, yes. I will try to get everything that... I actually have a whole bunch of stuff that is going to help me today. So I had these hot noodles right now for me. I have these like... whatever they are, like Ling T0 vitamin B3, B5, 612, zinc, ZN, and like whatever fruity drinks. They're like yeah, what do you call them, Eon drinks or whatever. And I got this like energy drink, and then of course I got the Tylenol. Have you ever seen the Korean version of Tylenol? Tylenol. And I have a little bit of chocolate here just to boost my sugar rate a little bit. But yeah. And then I have my little blanket to keep me from being cold. I don't think it's a severe flu. I have a strong immune system, so usually colds go and pass by in like maximum 2 days. So probably this, like, if I pass this night, my body's gonna recover. Yeah, but after the live stream, I'll try to get some rest. I've been sleeping a lot throughout the past 3 days, so I'll be fine. Yeah, my cute little blanket. It's got dogs on it. Yeah, I'm that kind of guy that's pretty stubborn, and I don't like to take medicine as much as possible because I believe in like natural immunity and like elevating your immune system. I try to like just bear through all the illnesses with just my body and my, you know. But then last night it got too cold for me because it was like 38 degrees Celsius, and then I just had no choice but to take like a pill. And afterwards I sweated a lot, and I guess that helped a little bit in the morning. And I think the fever, the temperature is coming from my throat, because my throat is the biggest place that's impacted right now. I think you have a sinus cold. I have the same for last week. Oh no. Watch out for your health, everybody. Like, it's turning cold already. Fall is already, like, passing. So, it's time to get out your puffy jackets and thick jackets. Yeah, so this shall pass. But thanks everybody for the kind words, and that soup is really helping me. Thank you, Theodora. Yeah, my voice really sounds bad. I don't know how it sounds via mic, but at least to my ears, it sounds like Warren Buffett or something. Yeah, Warren Buffett's grown very old, and nowadays when I see his like Berkshire meetings, shareholder meetings, like his voice is cracking up so much and he can barely like talk. So people are very worried. But anyways. Hey, thank you for the PayPals. Wow, Karina. Thank you so much. 52. Whoa, pizza, get well soon. Be healthy and happy. Thank you so much. I'll try to be happy. You remember my last live stream, I got a little bit depressed. And then after the live stream, I was just here rewatching it, reading a little bit of your chats, rewinding it, and I was listening to the song, Day 6 song, Happy, and that's like my go-to song nowadays because I relate a lot to it. And I just like got the urge to change the title of the stream to that song because, you know, it kind of expressed my feelings that day and recently. Yeah, so some of you might have noticed. And Sandra, thank you for the 10 pizza. Thanks for coming even when you're not feeling well. Get well soon. Thank you. Appreciate it. Spicy budae-jjigae cures everything. I don't think so. I disagree because budae-jjigae actually isn't that much of a healthy food. Yeah, it has too much sodium in it. It's like Spam sausages, ramen. Everything's not very healthy in budae-jjigae. Yeah, so when I was going out today, I had a mask on too because I didn't want to contaminate my friends. So I was going out like this in Gangnam. But I did get the very cute wedding invitation, and the wedding's at November 3rd. It feels just very different. It hits hard every time one of your close friends give you like a wedding invitation, when I'm just like here all alone and wondering whether even if I'll be able to marry someone or not. Yeah. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, so I'm here to chat. I'm just gonna cut this live stream a little bit shorter than usual. Normally I do like 2.5 hours or 3 hours, but probably it's gonna be until I feel, you know, kind of wear it out. But expect maybe 2 hours. Yeah, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Yes, you are welcome. Thank you. Did you see Elon Musk's new robot called Optimus? It reminds me of iRobot. Yeah, it was pretty impressive. It had good like conversational functions, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, I've seen this movie before," and it usually doesn't end well. Thinking of like dystopian, Skynet, Terminator, Matrix endings, and honestly, like I could see it happening very fast too. They say like the development of technology, like the speed has just become so exponential that like probably what we imagine through the movies are going to be realized even faster than we expect. Yeah, they say it like it's like the technological curve or whatever, and they say like if you go through human history and count the numbers of when human beings started, like they first discovered fire, and then they discovered the wheel, and then they go on to like other inventions, and then there's electricity, and then there's like, you know, metal in between, and then there's like the internet and blah blah blah, and then every single technological jump or advent or new invention that just revolutionizes human history, its period is shortened and shortened and shortened, and now like we're in the realm of like VR, virtual reality, robots going to the moon, quantum physics, blockchain technology, all that. Like, so people are saying, you know, it might not be so long until we actually see what we see in the movies. And every single thing a human being has been able to imagine within its imagination has already somewhat got realized. So, yeah. Who knows what's gonna happen in the future? I did like the cyber cab though, the robo van or whatever. Yeah. They say it comes out at a retail price of 30K, and then you could put it on autopilot and make it as your own Uber. So you could just like, you know, all you have to do is buy the cyber Tesla taxi, and then put it on autopilot. It activates for the whole day, and then you just gain the money. I don't know if it's gonna be like the ROI is gonna be good, but it seems like a good plan, you know. Yeah, passive income, right? If you have 30K to invest in. So yeah, but speaking of the end of humanity, actually you might have noticed in the live stream, this might be the end of South Korea, and also perhaps my last live stream. And I am not clickbaiting here, because actually something serious is happening. I might seem very nonchalant. I am pretty nonchalant, but just to give you the context, actually, right now, this is breaking news. So let me show you. This just happened 2 hours ago. So North Korea, full-scale fire readiness near border in preparation for drone invasion from South Korea. It was announced at 11:05 p.m. Right now it's 1 a.m. And breaking news, North Korea orders artillery units near border to full fire readiness. And this is actually happening real time right now. As you can see, it's breaking news. And what happened, the context is on Friday, it's pretty frightening, because on Friday, North Korea suddenly came out insisting and like suggesting that there was a drone flying over its city and inspecting North Korea or such, and they pointed at South Korea, that the South Korean government or the military, like sent it, and they were spying over us, and this kind of hostile behavior will be met with full force retaliation. And the South Korea government rebutted that, saying we did not send it. And then other people pointed towards North Korean defector groups, because they're the ones that usually send over like flyers or leaflets of how developed South Korea is, how you guys are being deprived of human rights, and you need to cross over, and all the kind of propaganda in a way in North Korea's point of view. So they usually send those over with balloons or drones or whatsoever. But then the North Korean defector organizations came out and said that's a different type of drone we don't even use. So a lot of experts are seeing this as what do you call it? A self-show, like 자작극 from the North Korean side. They're just making it up themselves. Self-made play. Yeah, they're just making it up themselves because they just want some kind of, what do you call it? Some kind of justification in order to, like, what do you call it? Make some conflict towards us. And this has become like the biggest news over the weekend, and it happened on Friday. It's been going on for the weekend right now, and Monday a lot of people are just very scared about the stock market is going to crash because another level of, like, so you might think like, oh, this is one of their normal instigations, or like their routine threats that have no effect or actual implementation. But there is another scary context to this, which is last week Kim Jong-un actually made a speech towards the North Korean citizens, and he actually said something along the lines of, we have no intention of invading South Korea, nor we want peace with them, and we will not directly attack them if something like if they don't attack us. So he literally said, it's very rare because North Korea is usually very hostile and very consistent with their messages towards South Korea. They're always like, oh, they're puppets of the U.S. Capitalist, materialists, and they need to be drowned with missiles, and we need to show them what we got with our nukes and firepower, all that kind of stuff. They usually threaten us, but then it was very out of the norm when Kim Jong-un actually came out and said, like, a sudden speech out of nowhere saying that we will not attack South Korea as long as they stay kind towards us, or like calm. And to give you more context about this, just before the Korean War started, Kim Il-sung, the leader, the grandfather of Kim Jong-un, said the exact same lines. Just before the actual Korean War started, Kim Il-sung actually came out with a speech saying that we are not going to invade South Korea. We disagree with war. We are not going to attack them first as long as they don't do anything. And then they made that statement, and nevertheless they just invaded our country overnight. So historically, North Korea's speeches have no credibility. It's called 화전 양면술 in Korean. It's basically, if you dictionary that, it would mean you say something with your mouth, but you act in a different way. It's like distracting you with your mouth, but attacking. And a lot of people were on alert in the news and in the communities because they know by history that North Korea has had a track record of saying the same thing. So we were waiting for their response, and then this kind of thing happens. Our defense, state of defense said that we didn't do anything, but then they're suddenly coming out saying like, you guys sent us a drone and you're spying on us. We wanted peace. And then now they're doing this. Now they're stationing artillery units near the border to full fire readiness, equivalent to a full-scale war level. So they're actually placing these missile turrets and these tanks near the border right now. And this is coming out real time. So it's really scary here. and people are, I don't know, people are pretty nervous. Maybe some, I would say the majority still thinks this is all a bluff and it's the normal North Korean threatening without, that doesn't come up with any action. And I myself think that would be the higher probability because they haven't really done anything in the past few years. But this could actually lead to some actions, like some like hostile activity, like throwing a bunch of missiles towards our sea or our territory or something like that. So yeah, it is a pretty serious situation. I don't know how it's going to unravel throughout tomorrow. We'll have to see. But yeah, it's very volatile times. And a lot of other, I don't know if this is true or not, but a lot of the other comments on regards to like these leaders from communist countries, dictators, saying that they're not going to invade the country, but the next day they do. Apparently, I don't know, you have to fact check for me. Apparently, according to the comments, Putin did the same thing too before he invaded Ukraine. So like before the whole Russia-Ukraine war like became a full-fledged war, apparently Putin also came out and on an official place, and he said that he has no intent to invade Ukraine if they don't do anything towards them or something like that, along the lines of that. So yeah, this is becoming like a pattern, and I think that line itself that Kim Jong-un said, like, "Oh, we want peace, we do not intend to invade Korea," that spooked out a lot of South Koreans, even more than the usual like normal threats, saying that we will demolish your whole country, we'll will rain fire towards your skies and all that. Normally when people hear that, they're like, "Oh, I don't give an F." But then when we hear like Kim Jong-un saying something out of the norm, saying we want peace, we don't want to invade you, then that like alerts us. And I saw so many like anxious comments in the community. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so that's why that's why I put in the title, like, you never know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Like, who predicted that all this war going around in the world would happen? Like, everybody doesn't predict an actual war to happen until it actually happens. So yeah. Kim Jong-un's sister made the threat, yes. Is there an official plan, evacuation plan for Seoul? There is, but not a lot of citizens are honestly very trained very well. They'll probably just blaze the alarms, and we have like emergency evacuation places, underground places. From what I've learned, usually you go to your local like evacuation center, like your bunker, or if you don't have anywhere like that, you go to like the nearest subway station. And usually the deepest lines, like line 9 or line 6, those ones are the safest, is what they say. But in the case of men, we're probably going to be assembled at like the community centers and such as reserve forces if an actual war happens. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. I don't want to spook you guys out. As I said, I don't think this is a very low chance scenario, but you never know. You never know. The the scenario is going in a very out of the norm kind of way right now, and that's why people are more nervous than usual. Yeah. No, I will be called in the military. Like, they don't care about sicknesses, I'm sure. Yeah, like the world right now is really shuddering with terror because, you know, of the whole war going in the Middle East, Israel, Palestine, Ukraine, Russia, and then there's also Taiwan, China. Yeah, and Korea and North Korea. So yeah, let's see what happens. A lot of experts are saying that the U.S. does not have the capacity anymore to intervene with multiple wars going around in the world. A lot of people leaned on the U.S. to intervene for the Ukraine war or the Palestinian-Israeli war or whatever, but if you see the results, they're only doing sanctions and sending like aid or firearms or such, like indirect support. So they don't have the capacity to actually send men or troops or do like preemptive strikes or actual like military moves. Some say that it might be different in the case of Taiwan or South Korea, but like it's even more trickier here because you have to deal with China and Russia. Like this geopolitically, this area is an actual bomb zone. Yeah, so of course, because the U.S. Army is stationed in Korea, that's like our first line of defense, our strongest line of defense, and of course, there will be some sort of cooperation from the U.S. Army, but whether it's going to be like long term or proactive is another issue. Yeah. And then there's the elections coming up, so it's going to be a very, very tricky call. Yeah, so anyways. Yeah, you never know. Like they might retreat all their troops and go to a Japanese base or something. So a lot of people in Korea have been losing faith over the US. Like of course we're always thankful to the US troops and stuff, but nowadays looking at the activities or the actual results of other regions, Korean people are like, we need to nuke up ourselves. You know, we need to stop relying on the US to protect us forever, because like politically even Trump is asking for money. Either if you don't pay up for it, then we might even retreat our troops. Such talks are coming out, so yeah. The world is crazy right now, indeed. Yes. Yeah, so hopefully nothing too dramatic happens. North Korea would honestly be crazy to invade South Korea, because that means it's suicide. It's honestly suicide for them. But you know, we always have that scenario from all these columnists or panelists saying, when a country has nothing to lose anymore, and if you're a rat cornered, even a rat bites. Yeah, so right now, our South Korean intellectual agencies, like the CIA of South Korea, has been saying that recently there have been signs of rebellion within North Korea, and it's getting even harder and harder to control North Korean civilians of like accessing information about the outer world or South Korea, and how like it's so different, the quality of life, while like North Koreans are starving. They're serving in the military for 10 plus years, and like all the financials are going into like nuclear arms development and up to the dictatorship and stuff. So yeah, a lot of South Korean intelligence agencies are leaking to the news that North Korean civilians are just like not as obedient as before, and there have been like signs of uprisings here and there, but because North Korea is ruled by brutal force, and the hard thing is like you can't rebel against the government or the regime, because if you do, what they do is they just shoot down all your families. Like your families, your cousins, and everyone related to your bloodline. That's what they do in North Korea. So nobody dares to actually rebel against the regime. And yeah, but yeah, apparently those things are happening. So and also the leadership is getting weaker because Kim Jong-un doesn't have a successor yet, and he's training his next successor, his daughter Kim Ju-ae to be one. And North Korea still being a controlled country, but still a very conservative country. A lot of experts are saying, will a female leader in such a closed and controlled society actually fly well, even if it's like ruled by a dictatorship? Like I don't know, I don't even know how old she is, but like she's like probably in her teens, like at least I think 13 to like 15, 17, that age. Yeah. And Kim Jong-un just like taking her around and giving her like mentorships about how to be a dictator, that doesn't fly well in the North Korean society's eyes. So she is 11. Okay, so Kim Jong-un's successor is 11 years old. Yeah, this is her. And she's been appearing more and more in the media nowadays. Kim Jong-un is actually taking her around to like facilities and like patrols and stuff. And yeah, so like if even if it's a dictatorship, you know, there's a thing called, you know, common sense or a sentiment towards the people. And if you have to become a country that's been ruled by an 11-year-old girl, like, no shade about like gender or whatever, but like as I said, context wise, North Korea is still a very patriarchal and closed society, and the three rulers of the regime, the dictatorships, have all been men so far. Yeah, I can definitely see the angle on why the citizens would be very uneasy or, you know, questionable about this. Like, yeah. Yeah, so like if you look at this thumbnail over here, it says, ever since the appearance of Kim Ju-ae, 1 year afterwards, the citizens are assessing, like, it doesn't make sense that another leader comes, is succeeding the dictatorship within the bloodline, you know. Like, these people are not blind anymore, they're not dumb anymore, and they don't believe all these myths about Kim Il-sung making grenades out of pine cones, and like Kim Jong-un flying with his unicorn white horse or whatever. So yeah, they're not stupid anymore. And she's a kid, yeah. Thank you, Ambi. So anyways, hope nothing goes wrong tomorrow morning. Hopefully, yeah, we'll have to wait for the news, but the terrifying thing is that they have been aligning the missiles and the tanks near the border right now at 11 p.m. 2 hours before. And the time the Korean War actually happened was 4 a.m. in the morning. So they did a surprise attack, and I guess the military forces of South Korea right now would be on full alert mode. Yeah, so I wouldn't even be surprised if something actually happened, like, during this live stream. Yeah. And then I would just leave this live stream going on, and then I'll go to my home, get my military suit on, and then, you know, yeah. Anyways, okay, I've had my ramen, so I'm gonna have my Tylenol. In the meantime, yeah, I've gone through, I've explained the meaning of the title, so if a war actually breaks during the live stream, please clip this and put it on YouTube so that at least after the war ends, like a lot of experts say, if an actual war starts within the Korean Peninsula, it's going to be over within 72 hours because of modern warfare. It's either one side is going to be annihilated within 72 hours. Yeah, if our air forces go up and they start bombing Pyongyang and everywhere, yeah, even if there are guerrilla, foot soldiers invading Seoul and all such, like there are like multiple simulation videos and simulation scenarios, and they say with our level of warfare, it's going to be concluded within 72 hours. So, like, I'll turn this live. I'll keep this live, and then you guys can clip it, and you guys can make it get like 10 million views, so that I can become rich after the war. If my studio lasts. Oh my god, that's horrible. Guys, I'm being very satirical right now, okay? Speaking of North Korea, do you think an eventual unification of Korea be primarily an economic burden for South Korea or rather an opportunity? There are many sides, even amongst Korea, divided about this topic. Nowadays, I think most of the people are leaning towards that it's going to be a burden, because the disparity between the two countries, the economies have become too big. And once we start, like, what's eventually going to happen is, what if we become reunified? Obviously, if there's no constraints, North Korean citizens are going to flock towards better infrastructure, better cities, and more humane places, right? Which is going to be South Korea. We'll have to absorb all of those civilians and people. There has to be more infrastructure. There has to be more welfare. There has to be like more public safety nets or whatsoever, and that's all going to be a burden from tax money and all such and such. So that's our first what do you call it, concern. Some on the other side say that there's going to be cheaper labor, but then there's going to be controversy about discrimination or whatsoever. Some others say that there's like natural resources up in North Korea. We could use them, or we could use tourism to boost the economy through North Korea's tourism and stuff. Some others say that we're finally gonna get like a railroad train that connects from the Eurasia, Russia to Europe, without having to use ships. So it's gonna boost the logistics. So there's like a lot of pros and cons of reunification, but mostly right now, South Koreans, what they think is like, why though? Like, we're a developed country right now. We're among like the G7. We have like a GDP of this much. Like, in our state, why would we risk something that we don't even need to do? And we don't know what the outcome is gonna be like. So if we're living happily like this, just maintain the status quo. So I think that's the mindset for a lot of people. A lot of people are afraid of crimes as well, because if there's a massive influx of people that have different levels of education, different levels of backgrounds, and what do you call them, financials and conditions, then normally crime rates go up as well. So there are debates about this, but on the humanitarian perspective and ethnicity perspective, a lot of people say we are Korean ethnicities. After all, we use the same language, we come from the same history, so like it's only obvious that we need to reunificate. And then there are people that also argue that if we don't unify together, then China is going to absorb North Korea, and do we want to see that? So that's also a concern, and that's not an outcome a lot of people want to see. So yeah, there are a lot of things to think of. But I think we'll just exist as two different nations separately, and hopefully we can open each other's borders and become like, just country to country, like Japan to Korea, Japan to South Korea, as in South Korea to North Korea. Yeah, we just halt the war, make a peace treaty, and open up our borders, and yeah. But we'll have to make our visa procedures very, very strict. North Korean citizens, it's going to be very hard for them to be integrated into the South Korean society. Yeah. Even if they come right now, like, all they could do is probably go to like manual labor works, or restaurant waitresses or such, like, very low paid and avoided jobs. Yeah, right now those sectors like farming, agriculture, and construction, manual labor, service, these sectors are mainly held by foreigners, because the Korean the population wants to avoid those kind of jobs because it's physically just very hard and they don't pay well. So our population is declining, but we still have the demand for those kind of sectors. So what we're doing is we're importing cheap labor from mostly China and Southeast Asia, and that's how the pillars are still being maintained. But if North Koreans come here, they won't have a house, they won't have a foundation, so they'll have to have a job, right? And yeah, that's probably going to be the case. Japan agreed to help South Korea in a case of attack, right? But honestly though, like, as much as Japan is a friendly country now, we have our past and they have their internal politics as well. So I think, like, my personal view is that they are going to help on the surface level, but they're not going to be that active about it. They'll probably cooperate, but they'll just kind of lay back and see what happens. Yeah, like the East Asian culture is just too complicated. There are too many conflicting sentiments and historical issues and all such, so it's not just gonna be like clear cut, super easy to determine. Yeah. Is there currently a political force in South Korea that is in favor of unification? No. Not that I know of. At least the Liberal Party, the Progressive Party, would be a little bit more leaning towards reunification, because the past presidents, they worked towards reunification. Their stances were more towards peace and opening up conversations, giving aid towards North Korea. But that has been always been betrayed and backstabbed. Every time we give them financial or any kind of humanitarian aid, it doesn't go to the actual people. It only just fills up their tanks and their missiles and the dictatorships, and poverty problems aren't getting solved. So I think over time, even the Liberal Party right now has discovered that North Korea is not like a rational country you can deal with. So we've kind of lost faith all in all. And although the Progressive Party still has that kind of general stance of like being more open and peaceful towards North Korea, I don't think they're actually like pushing the reunification agenda like actively. No. of course, the conservative side's like, we need to absorb North Korea. We need to strike first. We need to nuke up. Yeah, stuff like that. The Kim Jong-un regime needs to fall down, and then, you know, like they're very hostile and cautious towards North Korea. Yeah. So, is the title a clickbait? I wouldn't say it's clickbait totally. Like the possibilities are very low, but it is actually happening right now. So yeah, and result-wise, if nothing happens, some Korean people might come in and laugh at it, but you only laugh until something actually happens. So yeah, it's just everybody like their own individual interpretation of what's happening right now. And not that I can do much about it in this state. I can't, like, you know, I can't flee anywhere. Or, you know, I'll just have to stay here and serve my country when time comes, right? So yeah. Last live stream. That is a little bit dramatic. But if it were to hypothetically actually happen, then I don't think that's a stretch, right? Like, technically, if an actual war is about to happen tomorrow, like, YouTube, are you kidding me? I don't think I'll be doing YouTube. What's the possibility of North Korea using nuclear weapons in South Korea? I think it's very low, because scientifically everybody knows that if you use a nuclear weapon in the Korean Peninsula, it's going to F up the environment and cover up the sky, and it's going to create very bad environment for the whole peninsula as a whole. So that would be ruining their side as well, and there would be radiation all over the place. So it's going to be just an inhabitable peninsula. And yeah, there will be definitely indirect impact towards North Korea as well. It depends, I guess, on the size of the nuke or whatever. But I think it would be very low. Yeah, and if North Korea were to actually use a nuke, then that would be the start of World War III, and they would honestly, like, they would get wiped out by the US like in 10 seconds. Like, at the moment they launch a nuke, the US would probably send like 10 nukes or 5 nukes at them right afterwards. So I don't think a nuclear weapon in this modern age is like, it's like a defense system. It's more like, it's not an offense system. You can't use it as a weapon. The moment you use it, it's like suicide. So it's just like, we have a nuke, so if you try to mess with us, we'll at least take Los Angeles or New York with us, you know? It's that kind of functionality. So it's like, don't mess with us, or else we'll blow up Tokyo, or we'll at least blow up Beijing or Seoul or whatever. So yeah. Anyways, okay, so it's been about an hour about like this whole thing. I'm sorry if it was too dramatic, the title, but yeah, things are pretty anxious over here. Just wanted to put it out just in case this actually becomes my real last live stream. You never know the future. You can't predict anything nowadays. So anyways, since this is a weekend live stream, let's get into our chill chat session. So whatever you want to say, guys, ask me. Please type them in the comments so that I can read them. And in the meantime, of course, I want to tell you about Piroso. I gotta do what I gotta do, even if war is imminent, right? So Piroso is the most authentic Korean online store out there where you will find extraordinary and unique Korean items that might go extinct in a day. You might not be, this might be your last chance to actually get your hands on these items. Yeah, I hate to joke about this, but yeah, I'm sorry, I shouldn't. Anyways, yeah, you can check out the fashion items over here as well. The Korean Army t-shirt, the bucket hat, the Pidoso t-shirt, and we have new items in stock. As you can see, we have new items that are coming in. There's this new cup set, so it's from Soroshi. They normally did the Hangul series. It was recently Hangul Day at October 9th, but they expanded their series into Korean traditional drawing tea sets. So go check that out. That's really cute. It's really great presents, gifts. And then we have an article about Hangang. Yeah, Deborah Smith, the translator behind Hangang's Noble Wind, because probably so many news outlets already have highlighted the author Hangang herself. Also, we have a little article about North Korean foods you must try in Seoul, best cuisines list here, and then I put in my friend's restaurant as a recommended restaurant over here, so go check them out. Right now, the culinary scene in Korea is booming because of the whole culinary class wars sensation. So we have a blog about this as well. If you want all these blogs just delivered to your email, just subscribe to our newsletter down below over here, and you can get our newsletters weekly with a special coupon. So use the coupon code KPC to get a 10% discount over your entire purchase. And just a short notice, you cannot purchase Hangang's books at our store at the moment because they're all out of stock in Korea. We can't get our hands on them. So please do not order Hangang books. I've been seeing a surge in orders. Obviously, after she got the Nobel Prize, there were some people that were ordering Hangang's books on our store, and we had to manually reply, I'm so sorry, but we can't get our hands on any of those books right now. They're sold out. The day after the Nobel Prize was nominated, she won the Nobel Prize. It all sold out. Yeah, so anyways, go check out Pidoso if you want. We have fast global shipping. Yeah. And every time I see the word blooming, makes me think of IU. Yes, blooming is a wonderful brand over here. Since you mentioned it, Blooming Shadow over here, they have amazing crafts. Yeah, so go check them out. Like these plates, so elegant. Yes, please. So go check it out, guys. Oh, my cough's getting a little bit more hard. Yeah, and of course, before we go on to the more casual talk, I gotta introduce you to something over here as well. So if you see the banner over here, this is the sponsor of this live stream. It's going to be the sponsor of KPC Lives for a while, so I would appreciate if you can show some appreciation towards the sponsor. It's called Sue House, and it's the perfect app for anyone who wants to explore Korea or wants to connect with others who share a love for Korean culture. So Sue House's app is officially launching next week, but it's like already in a beta test phase right now. It's gathering more users, so you're an early bird. If you can join right now, you'll probably get exclusive deals, and it offers a variety of free events, tours, and activities throughout Korea. It makes it easy for you to meet new people if you're lonely in Korea. If you want to connect with other foreigners or even native local Koreans, you can connect through this app, whether you're a traveler, expat, or local. And you can also improve your Korean skills with exclusive content like quizzes and lessons, because Sue House is mother company also publishes Korean educational books, which we sell on Piroso as well. So go check them out. You can get the beginners, intermediate, and expert set over there. And also on the app, you can become a host. And if you have good, I don't know, courses or own events you want to host yourself, you can do that and make meetups and all kinds of events. So go check it out. So this is their Instagram account over here. Go follow Suhouse Official, and they have like Korean snack cooking classes over here. 1-day K-pop dance classes. Right now they're learning Armageddon. You can get a free trial if you make an account and upgrade and all that. It's very splendid. They have trips to Daegu over here, and as you can see, you go on like travel buses all together and explore all these places. So all these fun things happening over here. All you have to do is go to Google Play Store or App Store and install the app, and you will be greeted by this very cute interface, and you can meet people over here. Yeah, and even if you're in a foreign country, you can connect virtually and prepare for your trips and such. So yeah, don't hesitate to check it out. And thank you again for Suhouse for sponsoring this live stream. Yes. Have you read Hangang, David? Take care. Thank you, Glowcar. The only book I read from Hangang is The Vegetarian. That was the book that got the Man Bookers Award. And honestly, it's a difficult read, I would say. Like, I would say that I have a good level of reading comprehension. I was always like A grade, like A plus, top in my literature. I double majored English literature. I've always got, like, I was horrible in math, but I've always, got straight A's in all sorts of literature writing, throughout like mid high school, college, and such. So I would even say that I would say that I have a good level of reading, but when I read The Vegetarian itself, it was pretty hard for me. The expressions are hard too, but the structure of the book and the themes, and like, it's just very hard to understand what's going on. It's I would say it's pretty much all over the place, and it's not like, the title you hear is The Vegetarian, right? So you would assume it's about like this vegetarian that's like, spreading a message about veganism or vegetarianism or whatever and such, but that is not the case. It's not what you would expect at all. It's actually very, in a sense, vulgar. It's about this like main character. She's a female, and her name is, I think it was like Young or something. Yeah, Younghae. And yeah, it's divided into 3 chapters, and there are different viewpoints of different characters that revolve around the main character Younghae. So she's married with this guy, and so the first chapter, my memory is fuzzy, but like the first chapter was about her and her life, like, how she got married and such, and suddenly she declares that she's gonna be a vegetarian, and then she suddenly, refuses to eat all kind of meat and stuff, and that becomes expressed in her actions and such, and it affects the relationships around her, like her husband and her family and all such. And then there's another chapter where it's about her what do you call it, 형부. So it's your husband's brother-in-law. Yeah. So the brother-in-law, if that expression is right, is like an artist, and then he discusses about Younghae with his wife, and his wife suddenly says that she has like a spot on her butt cheek or whatever, and then he gets really like sexually into that, and this guy is like a video artist, so he suggests like doing a video project with Younghae, and he like focuses and zooms into like that spot on the butt, like she's naked and all, and then they eventually like have sex and stuff. So it's like it's kind of effed up if you read about it, and I think there's a lot of psychology behind it. There's so many like hidden meanings and symbolism probably, but when I was first reading it, I couldn't really get a grasp of what all this meant. She suddenly does like, you know, so Younghae is hospitalized at the end. Both of these people get hospitalized in a mental hospital, and there's another last chapter is in the viewpoint of Younghae's sister. Yeah, and yeah, she's like a normal citizen who's been a good person from society terms, and she's never like showed her true self to the world, and she's comparing herself to Younghae and the other characters and all that. And it's about like a human being's like lust and like distorted desires and crooked relationships and like violence. There's a lot of sex, and there's a lot of like, you know, profanity in it. Like you wouldn't expect that, but when I read it, I was like, what the hell am I reading? I did not expect this. So it's a pretty hard book from what I read, but I'll have to read it again to get a better grasp of it. I read some like interpretations about it on the internet, and it's, yeah, like a lot of the interpretations said that, you know, the vegetarian is an analogy towards a human being having like some kind of violent nature, like a primitive nature inside them, and wanting to release that, but like modern day society doesn't let you do that, and such. So those clashing values or whatever comes in forms of like sex or like other distorted ways or blah 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 blah, and it affects the unconsciousness of the human like psyche and whatever. It's just very hard, and yeah, like I was like, okay, I need to read this again to understand it. But I would assume her other books are also in the same like level of difficulty. I've heard that her other books are about like the Gwangju 518, like May 18th uprising, about like the fight towards democracy. One is about like the Jeju uprising and stuff. So it's very political. It's about like there's books about misogyny and women's rights. Yeah, so it's very critical towards the Korean society. And yeah, so if you're interested, if you're up for a challenge, I would recommend you reading her books. Yeah, so it's just marvelous that Korea has got their first Nobel Prize winner in terms of literature. We had a previous Nobel Peace Prize from the former president Kim Dae-jung, which was very controversial back then because a lot of people internally, like, there was a story about the Nobel Peace Prize back then. The Nobel Foundation was baffled because it was the first time in the Nobel history where a lot of people from the actual country of the winner of the Nobel Peace Prize called the Nobel Foundation and said, please cancel the award. And the reason towards that was, the reason President Kim got that Nobel Peace Prize was because of his efforts towards peace towards the towards North Korea. Of his, like, there's a sunset, what do you call it? 햇볕 정책. It's called the sunlight policy, and basically it's just giving a lot of aid, humanitarian aid, financial aid to North Korea in efforts to, you know, in just humanitarian reasons to help them. And we gave tons of money, tons of like rice and foods and crops. Yeah, and the Nobel Foundation recognized that and gifted a Nobel Peace Prize to President Kim back then. But there was a lot of backlash in Korea because a lot of people, as I said, in context of what we were saying about North Korea, a lot of people just don't like North Korea, and a lot of people think all those efforts are, they're inefficient and they won't be delivered to the right people anyways. So it's just like doing good for the evil regime up there. So a lot of people in Korea actually like confronted the Nobel Peace Prize, and a lot of people said that he bought the prize by sending that much aid towards North Korea and such. So it was a very political issue back then. And some people even, like, to this day, some people from the conservative side don't even consider it as an actual Nobel Peace Prize. So when Hangang actually won the literature award, there were headlines and reactions from people saying that, wow, we actually got a Nobel Peace Prize. That's why a lot of people were saying that. Yeah, but it is a brilliant achievement, and it's like a very, I don't know, like I have mixed feelings. Of course, it's a amazing achievement country-wise, but if you think about it, it's an individual's achievement, and of course, the country and its people have all their rights to rejoice about the Nobel Peace, the Nobel Literature Prize itself. But in some sense, it kind of feels weird, because I've always felt this, because if you look at all the major hits, like let's say Parasite from Bong Joon-ho, and Hangang's novels, like about like the misogyny in Korea, the oppression towards democracy in Korea, and the competitive society of Korea. And then if you look at Squid Game, which was Netflix #1, it's all about like the dark sides of Korea. It's not very like a positive narrative or a glorifying kind of thing. And there's nothing wrong about that, right? But in a sense, like, you could think like, oh, Korea is this much effed up, and the world, like people, individuals, artists that are trying to spread the message in their arts, like using the medium such as movies, drama series, or novels, whatever it might be, they're trying to like, what do you call it, shed light upon these like problems within our society. So in a sense, we're very proud, but if you think deeply about it, we should be ashamed to some point as well. So it's like a very mixed feel. I get this very mixed feeling. It's like, wow, we got that award, but it's time to reflect. Like, a lot of people on the internet, in the Korean society, I'm pretty sure they haven't read any of Hangang's novels before, and they don't know the nature of what she writes about. And they're just saying like, wow, she's a Korean, way to go, like a Korean won a Nobel Literature Prize. But then if you actually look at the contents of it, it's not fond of Korea in any way. So like, I'm like, yeah, it's a very weird feeling. Yeah, I don't want to say that it's wrong to like celebrate about like these like amazing awards and such. But if you just think a little bit deeper about it, it's like, it's kind of weird. It's just a weird feeling. If you think of Parasite too, it just exposes the disparity between the rich and poor, and how the poor, try to like deceive the whole rich family, and how the poverty they're living in, and also such, and how the rich like look down upon the poor, stuff like that. And yeah, even Squid Game, people get drawn to like this extreme version of like a death game, because like everyone has, extreme debt, they don't have hope in their lives and all such. So yeah, usually art is critical of the society, yes. So I guess like some people even say like, it's like the source of the scenarios and the art itself stems from Korea, and Korea has its unique problems. So our problems come from our culture as well. So it's like in a big sense a part of our culture. So all in all, in the grand scheme of things, we should be celebrating that a Korean person could catch upon those problems and try to expose it towards the world in their form of art, and it got recognized. We should be proud of it. So let's celebrate first, and then let's try to fix it. But the problem I see is the weird thing I see is I don't see any efforts trying to actually recognize the essence of the content itself, but people are not even aware of what the content is, and they're just celebrating about the achievement without knowing what the content is. So it's getting kind of weird, you know. So like people like my parents, I would say, I would honestly say, like my mom, my dad, and a lot of other people probably didn't read a novel from Hangang, and they don't even know what the vegetarian or like other Hin or all these other books stand for. And I'm pretty sure it would go against like a lot of these people's like political views. Yeah, but because like she suddenly got like a Nobel prize, they're like, yay, way to go. So yeah, like I feel like just something's just missing there. I feel like if she got a Nobel Prize, wouldn't it be good to celebrate her criticism and acknowledge that? And the news should report more about her criticism itself than blindly just, you know, saying she's a Korean, it's a nationalistic achievement, like Korea excels in the art field again and stuff. Like we finally have our Nobel Peace. So the spotlight is focused more on a nationalistic kind of lens, more than actually seeing what the artistic value and the content is trying to say. So that, yeah. Anyways. Have you heard about Love in the Big City by Park Sang-young Park? If so, do you have any thoughts on it? I think we sell it on Naked Soul. I don't know, what am I talking about? Piroso. Yeah, I haven't read it, so I can't say anything about it. Thank you for 5 years, by the way, pizza. So yeah, still haven't seen Squid Games. Never actually interested me. Actually, the second season is coming out on December, so you might as well binge view all the season 1 and season 2 all together. They all risk their lives in Squid Game for the chance to win money, get out of debt, and get out of poverty. Exactly. That just shows how much of a cruel society we're living in. Is Uncle Dan here? I came about an hour late. I don't know. Uncle Dan might be lurking in the background again. Isn't she quite liberal? Look, no, she's very liberal. Like, very, very left. Yeah, so I'd be surprised that even if like these people that are celebrating right now, I don't think they know the content of her work. It's very against their political agendas. I'm for sure about that. You discovered South Korea because of Squid Game. Wow. Interesting. Okay. What would second season even be about? Round 2? I have no idea. But it's probably gonna be some like childhood games, more childhood games from Korea. Yeah. That's about it, what I can guess. But there'll probably be more stories about like the detective who was thrown off the cliff and stuff. About the front man, like how he got to become the front man of the games. The organization itself. So I don't know. I'm kind of scared about the series because despite its major hit, normally if the series itself isn't like a huge hit from the original IP. Let's say, for example, Star Wars, Harry Potter, or Dune. They're all novel based, and you know, once Harry Potter got movietized or made into a movie, if I'm not wrong, it was after pretty much all the books were all out, right? Or was it in the middle? At least it was beyond like the Order of the Phoenix or like the Goblet of Fire or whatever. Or maybe it was just all out. So the entire series was a hit, and there is a storyline, and the movies were based off of it, so it was a immense hit. But stories that don't have like an existing story but become like a major hit in season 1, and just out of greed or just out of like hype, when Netflix or the executives make a decision to extend that series into season 2, normally the outcome isn't so good for a lot of other IPs as well. Even for existing IPs, like if they have like a set conclusion or ending, like normally it's good up till there, but if the producers say like, oh, we can't throw away this series, let's like, you know, make another season and like let's extend it from this original conclusion, it usually gets like pretty messy from there. So Squid Game, from my knowledge, it was written by Hwang Dong-hyuk, the director himself. So I heard that once it got like a major hit, from then on, like he started writing the second season of the script. Originally, it was supposed to end in season 1, so it's like a extended project. And because of that, I don't know, maybe I have belief in him, but I think there's also a high chance that it might mess its own reputation. Yeah, ruin its own reputation. So, kind of scared for that. Yeah. Have you ever seen Battle Royale Japanese version? Yeah, it was great. It's like the inspiration for Squid Game and Hunger Games, exactly. David hasn't noticed any of my comments, but that's okay. He's got a lot of going. Rachel, I'm sorry to say this, but like, if you see my screen, you'll understand why I haven't been noticing any of your comments. It's barely hard to like see anybody's comments here, so. I heard Squid Game had a live series of it as well on Netflix with real people, but that didn't go well. Yeah, I didn't even watch that. Mr. Beast had his own Squid Game series too. I don't understand Netflix. They cancel shows that deserve second seasons and extend shows that have an obvious and definite ending. Yeah. Currently in need for a new K series if anyone has recommendations. Currently, I don't think there are any like hot dramas nowadays. The last one I watched was Queen of Tears. That was good. And then after that, I didn't really catch up on any of the Netflix series, like other than Culinary Class Wars. That was really good. Everybody's going crazy over it here in Korea. Thank you, Michelle, for the 7 live stream and lozenges. Okay. Thank you, pizza. It's weird how he intended for one season, considering there's a few open-ended stories at the end. Yeah, there were a lot of like, what do you call them? In Korean we call it dokbap. It's like, it's not like Easter eggs, but there are like stories you need to unravel. Like you need more information about like this character or this event. But then if he were to end it at season 1, that would mean those stories wouldn't get revealed. So I get what you mean. And I don't want to like derail or anything, but recently as an anime fan, Jujutsu Kaisen, which was one of the most popular animes of the past few years, actually ended. The manga version ended. And when I saw the ending, I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'll just say this, like what Abel was saying right now. Um, it just had so many characters and stories or backstories that weren't solved and, untangled, and it just left us with so many confused things. So like just one little spoiler, like domain expansion is like a very big concept of Jujutsu Kaisen, right? Everyone knows domain expansion. It was like a huge meme even in culinary class words with Baek Jong-won. It's like Gojo doing like, infinite void and stuff like that. So at the end, like little spoiler, okay? The main character Yuji does his own domain expansion. We didn't even get to hear the name of it, and we didn't even get to hear the functionality and how it works, what kind of effect it has. And the writer just ended the show right there. And the main character Yuji obviously has a backstory with his grandpa and about his like birth, bloodline, and about his mother and all that. And there's other like families, traditional families, the Gojo clan or whatever, and all that, the Zenin clan and whatever, but the author did not give an F about any of those, and he just ended the whole series. So I don't. All these fans were super just, agitated about that, and they assessed the conclusion of Jujutsu Kaisen to be one of the worst endings of anime history, along with My Hero Academia, which I didn't watch until the end yet, but what I'm hearing from my friends is that it's definitely the top number one worst ending in anime history. And they're actually ordering the publisher and the author to change the ending. There are actually protests about it. But anyways, I'll come back to the Korea sphere. I'm just a big weeb or keeb. Yeah. Attack on Titan's ending, it I don't think it was shit, because at least it just scraped up all like the necessary information. There were no questions being asked. Like, it was crystal clear about what happened, and some people might debate about the ending itself. There were no questions left behind. But like in the case of the Jujutsu Kaisen, it's like not it. Yeah, Twitter is going crazy right now because SM announced Seunghan would be returning to Rise, then announcing he's leaving like 2 hours ago. As he should leave, honestly. Like I don't have any like investment in the group Rise itself, but when I heard that news, right now, the other guy, the Moon Taylor from NCT, he has this whole controversy going on, and of course it's different scale of like, it's not like the Rise Seunghan case. It's not even a crime, honestly. Okay, I don't know the details about it, but obviously, like, apparently he was. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know the details, so if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Okay, so he was underage or something, and he went to a motel with another underage girl, and there were pictures of him like in a bed or something, and then he was smoking somewhere. So yeah, like, it's like morally kind of iffy and like not the greatest image for an idol. But if you compare it to Taylor, of course, like Taylor did like quasi rape or whatever, so you can't compare. But like the context right now is like SM kicked out Taylor immediately, as they should. But in this specific time frame where everybody's sensitive about like a case that has a similar nature, why would you decide to bring in unnecessarily a member that was not accepted in Rise just right now? Like, the timing is the weird thing, I would say. And even if it weren't this timing, of course there would have been more backlash. There would have been backlash anyways, but I think specifically because it's this timeline, it is getting more backlash right now. And Rise fans are saying Rise is successful even as without this Singan member anyway. So why do you want to bring him in? What's so special about him? There are rumors that he's SM's like hidden nephew or whatever, but I'm not that invested in this whole thing, so I don't know all the details. But from what I know, I'm like, yeah, like that was a weird call, and then they're not getting backlash, so apparently they're kicking him out again. So yeah, I would, if I was a board member or like a management over there, I wouldn't even consider bringing him back again. But obviously, I guess the only reason for considering to bring him back would be the profits. Like if you have one more member, that means you have more photo cards to print out, more editions of whatever merch you want to print out, and that means like if you're at a Rise level sales, that means 1/6 of the revenue is automatically generated. So what? Only 5 days until J-Hope gets discharged? Really? Time flies. That's crazy. Wow. Hello, what's Aaron? Hello, Hilda. Welcome. It's getting nasty between international and K fans now. Okay, I'm not gonna get into all that shit. Like, as I said, I don't know all the details. Whatever I said might be wrong. I'm not informed on this case. So, yeah. Yeah, I am gonna stay out of this one because I'm not informed to talk about it. I'll try to educate myself a little more about the case. Probably we'll talk about it on Tuesday with Anna. If I'm not sick by then, hopefully, because I don't want to give her the cold too. But I'll try to look into the details, gather up my opinion or whatever. Yeah. So excited for Hobie's return. Yes. I'm so excited for Espa's comeback too. Yeah, their teaser looked dope. It's crazy. Let me just check if there are any like news about North Korea right now, because this news has been coming out by the hour. Holy Christ. Okay, this is getting pretty serious. Okay, the US is involved now. So, let's see. This article came out at 1:20 a.m., so that's 1 hour before. Tensions of the Korean Peninsula rising. North Korea, 8 artillery brigades near the border ready for full fire. 8 artillery brigades. That's pretty serious. So yeah, that was 1 hour ago, and then this is recent news that came out at 2 a.m. just now. It's probably because the U.S. is awake. U.S. State Department said Deputy Secretary Campbell discusses concerns about North Korea provocations in Seoul on the 16th. So U.S. likely to seek measures to respond heightened tensions between North and South Korea over drones. So I guess the U.S. is taking this severely as well, seriously. And so the Deputy Secretary Campbell will meet. So he's physically coming on the 16th. So that's like 2 days from now. Yeah. That's 2 days from now, and in compliance with international law in the South China Sea. Okay, as well as that issue. Oh. If they invade like North Pig leaders, Korean War, let's destroy them. Let's make sure they don't invade again. In the meantime, there's a spy party that only does bulletproofing and impeachment. Okay, this is political. Preemptive strike on Pyongyang is the only way for the people of ROK to survive. You created a war atmosphere and then you tried to collect it. You shouldn't have given me an excuse in the first place. You're a bunch of what? I don't know what this translation is off. Oh, they're like, yeah, you need to take accountability now. Like, uh-oh, the US is coming for you. Yeah. So I'm kind of relieved now because the US has the best intel in the world. It was pretty, you know, when the US actually said that, what was it? Iran? Was it Iran or another, was it Hezbollah? They were actually getting ready for a strike towards Israel, like 24 hours before, and they actually evacuated the U.S. embassy people. And this, yeah, when they actually said that, they were spot on accurate, and their central and like the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency and all that have the best intel in the world. So if the secretary, what do you call it? The deputy state whatever Campbell is coming on the 16th, which is in 2 days, that means we're good until the 16th. I don't know. It's not a guaranteed like voucher or anything, but the fact that he's coming in the 16th means that probably nothing's gonna happen within those 2 days. Yeah. I believe in the US intel. We're headed to Seoul in a week from Thursday. Oh no. Nah, you don't have anything to worry about. Let me reassure you. Yeah. There is like, I would say there is a 5% chance of anything to actually happen. If there is anything that's going to happen, it's probably going to be like a warning fire from them towards our like sea or like our territory. They've done that multiple times. Yeah. And also, it's good that it's deputy secretary. It means the intel believes that the threat isn't super serious. Yeah, that's a way to interpret it. Yeah. I think it's all smoke. Probably. Usually it is. But as I said, the context behind it is pretty frightening. Because, like, you know, of the pattern of them saying, well, we won't invade. And then them making up a, you know, self-made, you know, act. Like, yo, you guys invaded us first with your drones. Now we're able to evade you. So, yeah. 우와, 400 플러스 시청 중. Oh, hey, Uncle Dan. Uncle Dan is in the chat. Really? 400 plus are watching? Wow, that's a new record for a Sunday live, right? And, wow. I got some PayPals. Mary, wow, thank you for the 50 pizza. Thank you for the interesting information today. Oh, did I give you information? I don't know. I always try to make my live streams informational. At least you can get something out of it. At least breadcrumbs, but yeah. Thank you for acknowledging that, Mary, and thank you so much for the PayPal. And wow, we got an enormous purchase on Piroso. Whoo! This might be our biggest purchase in history. No, we got them bigger, but like, wow, it's in the top 10. Wow. And you got that nice discount. I'm glad you did. Wow, you bought the good luck fish, and you bought a lot of handkerchiefs. Okay. And four soban cups. Wow, okay. And also a pendant on the top. Okay, great. Thank you so much. A purchase from California, West Hollywood. Great, thank you so much. Yeah. David, drink some hot tea with lemon and honey to help soothe your throat cough. Thank you so much. I will as soon as I get home. I'm drinking as much liquid and electrolytes as I can. David, you made us aware of an emerging situation. Yeah, I always feel bad though because like, as I said, usually, and as it should be, it turns out to be nothing. But it's better like safe than sorry, right? Like at least on an individual level and on a family level, and as someone at least like that can have some sort of voice on the internet, or like as a recording purpose, like I can, you know, spread the news about what's happening right now that most people aren't aware of because they're either sleeping. There might be people in the chats that have family members in Korea, and they can actually call them up and reassure them and get some like reassurance from both sides, like, oh mom, it's fine, or whatsoever. So yeah, I guess there might be some I'm doing my share as well. So yeah, I know a lot of foreigner friends that are in Korea that get pretty scared about like these notification emergency alerts we get on our phones. Every other day, like we get these like alerts saying North Korea is sending over balloons again filled with trash, so don't go near them until the military acts on them and stuff. So yeah, like we've seen a chain of events like that, and then there's like actual threat from the border right now. So it's better to have like some kind of mental preparation at least. The North Korean subject is drying lots of years. Really, is it? I've noticed, you know, like when I was doing research for Piroso, and just content in general, like I went into Google Trend and saw which kind of topic related to Korea gets the most views worldwide, and obviously it's about North Korea. Everything from top 1 to 10 is North Korea, Kim Jong-un, North Korean missile, North Korean whatever, blah blah blah. That's top 10. And even when I was working in Yonhap News as a reporter, I was always very like surprised at you know, I was in charge of the entertainment news. I don't know if some of you might have watched like the K Buzz series or K Entertainment News. So I would usually do like BTS news or K Celeb news or like movies and dramas and all that kind of stuff. And my I guess my segment was like a steady seller because like it always gets the views, and the team was pretty satisfied with it. But then there was another reporter that only did North Korean related news, and it normally doesn't get that much views, but when it does, it gets like 1 million or like in 100K, like 200K. So yeah, so like when it actually hits the news, it gets big. Hits big, yeah. Before K-pop, that's all Americans knew was North Korea. I could see that, yeah. We are at 429. This is the most viewers I have seen on here in a long time. Really? Yeah, I think besides when I'm doing like imminent news or breaking news about like a certain K-pop group, like New Jeans for instance, or Tail, or you know, something else, or BTS. Yeah, normally we play at like 230 to like 300 if it's good. But when we get like those kind of breaking news, it goes like sometimes over like 500 to 600. But I'm pretty surprised because like I wasn't expecting this much engagement today, because like the title is literally "I'm sick but let's chat." End of Korea, perhaps like live. I guess like the last part of it is a little bit clickbait, but that's just a part of the job, right? So, and I'm technically not like clickbaiting, cause like you never know what happens, as I said. Yeah, like I hope not, I pray not, but I'm just gonna finish this chocolate. Simpleton Crawls, thank you for the $5 super chat. Would the pause for soldier past conscripted travel come after an attack or before? Would there be a global recall to fight? Would you still be a cop? I'm not quite getting the question. Could you rephrase that? Maybe it's just me, but let me try to actually put that in ChatGPT and ask, what does this mean? Yeah, could you rephrase that in the chat? The question seems to be asking about hypothetical military or emergency measures in the event of a crisis potentially related to a conflict or war, such as North Korean invasion scenario. This part seems to ask if the government would restrict travel for former soldiers, those who have already completed their military mandatory service even before an attack, as a precaution, or after an attack to mobilize them for defense. Yes, if there would be signs of actual war, like missile strikes, the country would probably go under like martial law or something like that, or like DEFCON 1 or whatever. I'm pretty sure there's protocol, and there would be like community leaders from the military, and they would probably like send us emergency alarms with protocol, or what do you call them, like notifications on how to act, where to evacuate, how men should like where they should rally and stuff like that. So yeah, restrict travel from former soldiers. Would there be a global recall to fight? This might be asking if there would be an international or widespread recall for all citizens. For Korean citizens, yes, technically yes. By the book, I would say yes, but I don't think they would come. Yeah, honestly, like who would come? Yeah, if like, of course they would provide transportation from other countries, and they would be obligated to as a Korean citizen. But yeah, I don't think like people would be that willing to come if they're in a foreign country and they're doing a business over there and there's war in your country. So if they're not like a super patriotic person, yeah. Would you still be a cop? Oh, as because I was a police officer during the military service. So we have our military tags, or like registration certificates, and after we get discharged from the military, we get our own codes. And my code is 0001 or something. And by each code, we have our own functionalities or our roles during actual war times. And mine is just like a normal foot soldier. So it doesn't matter if I'm a cop or not. I think it depends on which area you are at and which reserve forces you are allocated to. So if I'm in like a more strategic part of Seoul, then I would have like a specific role assigned by the leader, the community leader, right? But technically, according to my registration number, I'm just a foot soldier. Like, I would be I hate to say this, but like the dispensable person who would go to the front line and would have to face like actual combat. And yeah, we call the 0001s like it's sad, but like the exposables, and there are all other numbers, like pilots, there are mechanics, there are medics, and they have like different numbers, but mine sadly is just like a normal, so that, I hope I answered your question. I hope I got it right. ChatGPT is smart. Loved your work at Korea Now, Yona. Thank you, Michael. I'm glad that somebody still knows that I did work over there. Yeah. What would happen with martial law? I guess whatever happens in a war situation for every country, right? Yeah. The military takes over. You have to abide by the military's instructions and orders. And unabiding would even like the ultimate penalty would even be death if you don't abide by your captain's orders and such. So normally what people say is that if war actually breaks and you're like conscripted, but you don't come, right? You're summoned, but if you don't show up and you try to hide out through the war, of course your chances of surviving is going to go up high, right? And people would take that chance. But then what happens afterwards when you go back to society and society is like normalized, then there will probably be penalties or repercussions for that, right? Yeah, like the military, even though like it's like it's going to be probably very hectic and it's going to be chaos and mayhem during a war, but even through war there are like records, and we have like military tags and all that kind of stuff, registration sheets. We have like digitalized lists of who is supposed to come from for the reserve forces, and if you don't show up, then it's all going to be recorded up there. So as a civilian, you're not abiding by your responsibilities, you're not holding your responsibilities, so you'll probably face some kind of penalty for that after post-war, right? Of course, that's only the premise is that we win the war and there's still a country left, right? But and in the other case, like, I guess it's a responsibility for every Korean citizen, but for those who have actively participated in the war and that those who have survived, then there will be a reward for them. So yeah. Probably prison, right? But then we wouldn't have enough prisons, so there would be other. I don't know. I can't imagine, but there would be other measurement. Yeah. David, is it true that hunters in Korea keep their guns in a vault at the Korean police station? I don't know about that. Nope, I just googled it and you need a license, but it doesn't say anything about like you need to have it in a police station or something. Yeah. Nope. Nope. Doesn't say anything about that. Current status as of January 2000. Wow, this is very outdated. There are 163,000 firearms owned by individuals in Korea. 90,000 are air guns, 37K are shotguns, and other type of guns. Pistols, yeah. Yeah. To possess a firearm, you must submit the following documents to the local police station: permit, photo, medical history report, consent form, physical examination certificate, psychiatrist opinion, documents proving the origin of the firearm, documents that can prove the purpose of a firearm, shooting gun for competition, hunting firearms, medical history report. Wow, that's a lot of documents. I'm not gonna go out of my way to just own a firearm with all those documents. It's gonna take a decade to prepare all of those. Damn. Maybe they would take away your citizenship. That would be something. You might be exiled, but then where? To where? Maybe they would strip you from your national pension or your health care. That would make sense. I think that would make sense. Yeah. Maybe you would have to pay more taxes, something like that, because you can't jail everybody, right? What do the women do? Do they also join the military like the women? No, right now, as of now, from my knowledge, when war happens, women do not have active roles unless they're a part of the military as actual soldiers. Yeah. I'm in Texas. I have a gun in almost every room. Damn. Yeah, I missed my Texas shooting. Yeah, I want to show you the video so bad, but I've been so busy. I couldn't really get the time to. No. Ross told me this was the Texas gun pose. I posted it on Instagram for my followers, but tell me if this is the actual gun pose. I think he was joking, but he was laughing on the floor when I did this. Yeah. I was grabbing my balls with that gun over there. That was such a fun experience. I was a good shot. I mean, after all, I do shoot guns every year, right? You might get a little rusty, but I got all the targets. Yeah. I caught it in 4K. So, I don't know if you can actually see it in this video. Yeah, got that one. It's in slow motion, but that signboard is kind of, you know, covering it up. But yeah, I got all of them. Anyways, I did multiple rounds of it, and here's myself at the rodeo and all, and it was good. It was good over there. It was a joke. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was like laughing so much. Oh my god, I miss Texas. Yeah, such a good place. Yeah. Yeah, it was so fun. So much fun. Oh, so actually this was supposed to be the pose. Yeah, this was like the more orthodox pose. But then the variant was a little bit, you know, dramatic. Yeah. This is my rifle. This is my gun balls. This is for fighting. Yeah, these are for fun. It was 94 Fahrenheit yesterday in Texas. What? That's supposed to be super hot, right? Oh my gosh, I'm looking back at these. Oh, damn. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, look at all that. Oh. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. That looks so good. Yum. That looks so good. Oh, and these donuts were really good too. Round Rock donuts. Yeah, they were good too. Yeah, they looked plain, but they were really good. And then of course, what else? Yeah, I think I have all my photos on my camera. Oh, we went to this place. They had nice pizza. Home slice pizza. Yeah, that was good. And yeah, this I mean, it was kind of cruel, but it's a part of the culture too, and the rodeo was very fun too. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, that was pretty fun. Whoa, that was a long ride. Yeah, yeah. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. That was fun. That was fun. Yeah, yeah. I can't give you my vlog, so I'm giving you it. I'm giving you early access via live stream. Oh my god, how funny it is. You can see me riding my own rodeo thing over here. Yeah, that was pretty hard, you know? I barely made like 10 seconds on it. It's like a mechanical bull, but like that itself was pretty hard. So I can't imagine what it's like to be on an actual bull. Yeah, like it looks very slow, but I was holding on for dear life over there. Damn, how many seconds did I actually last? Yeah, it got more aggressive and then I fell down. Yeah. And yep. Anyways. I missed a super chat? Okay, Hey, Lauren Reigns, thank you for the PYG 10,000. Whoa, what is that currency? That is a first. I've never seen that ever before. PYG. Paraguay Guarini. Paraguay Guarini, 10,000. Wow, thank you so much. Wow, that's a lot. That's quite a lot. That's like $15. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lauren. I'm sorry. Excuse me. What restaurant was that? What was the name of this restaurant? Let's see if I can spot the name. Let's see. Wait, what was the name? I'm definitely sure I have it on the vlog, but it's called Hard 8. Yeah, it's Hard 8. Hard 8. That was really good. Yeah, there's Linus BBQ in Itaewon. I've been there once before. And then we went to Bucky's, all that. David, you ride it just as good as women? Okay, bad joke. Thank you, Lauren, again. Thank you. I tried riding those mechanical bulls once at the farm show. You would get $100, what? Or something if you stay on for a certain amount. If I had that motivation, I would stay on there. Yeah. After going to Texas, David said he'd marry a cowgirl, but now he wants to wants to fight it. The rodeo show was at Fort Worth. Yes. I'll accept any cowgirl or flight attendant. Yeah, that's a drastic difference, but yeah, I guess I like women that are in like planes or fields or like Bella moving to Singapore. Yeah, our ex-intern employee Bella is moving to Singapore. I saw it on her Instagram story. She'll have a good time. Singapore's a nice place to be. Definitely career-wise. I mean, it could get boring, but same with Seoul, right? Yeah, I was in Singapore for 6 months, and it wasn't boring for me. Well, if you have a job, I don't think it's gonna get boring. And also, Singapore is like the prime location to travel to other nearby countries. So there's the merit. Like I used to go to Malaysia every other weekend, and I went to Bali when I was there. I traveled all of Vietnam when I was there. I went to Thailand. I went to Bangkok and Pattaya, and I almost even went to Australia, but then yeah, I was low on money back then, so I couldn't. Um, yeah, so I don't think it's gonna be boring. David likes cheerleaders too. I essentially just like pretty people. Let's just say that, okay? Singapore is pretty small. It's the size of Busan. That's what I learned when I was going there. You lived in Thailand for 8 years? Wow. I wonder how that is. A lot of Koreans are relocating to Thailand nowadays. Because there's this YouTube video about living in Bangkok and in this like luxurious place. Unquote. Sangwar. And it's like so cheap over there. Yeah, I heard it's only like $500 or something. 500 per month for like this residence that's like has a pool and like a health fitness center and all that. Yeah, I can't find it right now, but apparently there are good like residences in Bangkok. That's very affordable. So if you have the option to do remote work, a lot of people, Koreans, are going to Bangkok nowadays. And Bali's been a hotspot for a while, but it's mostly like white people over there, from what I've heard. I have a friend who's in Bali, Sebomi. Yeah, she was on one of our podcasts before. I will say the male flight attendants were fire. Jesus, help my mind and soul. What's in Malaysia? Malaysia had a lot of fun things. When I was there, I went to KL, of course. There were the Twin Towers, that's what I remember. I went to like a rice farm, that was pretty cool too. And then I went on a tour on a river where you can see like fireflies. So many fireflies. And there was like this hill we went up to, like there was like this little temple and you can see like local monkeys. And they were really cute. There was like a really nice night market, street food market where you could eat like, you know, local Malaysian food and stuff. The clubs were pretty hot too. I think we went to a place called Zouk back then. I don't know if it still exists, but one of our friends knew the owner of it, so we went there and had a great time. And yeah. And then the place close to Singapore, the border, is Johor Bahru? No, I think it is. Maybe it is. Yeah, if I'm not wrong. And there's like a big shopping center over there, and you know, from what I heard, because the wage difference is very big between Malaysia and Singapore, a lot of Malaysian people cross over they commute back and forth to Singapore, and they actually have their jobs in Singapore and they go back and they have their houses in Malaysia. And actually my house owner, my HDB owner, I rented like a small room there, but I could use the communal space. She was a Malaysian person too, and she went back and forth from Malaysia. And her whole family was based in Malaysia, but she was working in Singapore as like a accountant assistant or something. Yeah. Yeah, so David, I really liked your Yosu vlog. Are you feeling better about the views now? Yeah, I put some ads on it, so yeah, it's the power of ads. The ad promotions. Yeah. Okay. Zook still exists actually in Singapore? Really? I assume it's at Clarke Quay, right? Clarke Quay used to be my home ground. Note that I was only 25 back then. Yeah. Everyone has their heydays, you know. It was fun. And it was wild back then. It was wild. You know, I hope she doesn't watch anymore, or like she never did, but there was this local. So I went to a school called NTU, Nanyang Technological University. It's at the end of Singapore, east end of Singapore or something. And apparently there are only like 3 to 4 schools that are like actually, you know, very prestigious. It's like SNU, SMU, NTU, and something else. And NTU is the only one who's in like the further side. Everything else is like based in the city central, and that's why I kind of regretted not doing research before I went, because like our university was so far away, and then it was so much of a waste of time to every time I had to go to like Orchard or like Clarke Quay or the central area or Marina Bay Sands or whatever. And yeah, that's that. But anyways, going back to my story, there was this girl. I was like a exchange student and stuff, and there was this girl over there, which I met, and you know, like everyone's at a like a foreign place, and the vibes are good. You know, Korean folks are always like drinking, and shit happens, and people are coupling up and stuff. And I was kind of heart torn back then, because I recently ended like a very long term relationship. But then like I was holding back. I was like, I'm not gonna get into a relationship, or I'm not gonna meet anybody, because, you know, I just don't feel like it. I was sad. But then like, you know, someone showed interest in me, and then I was like, yeah, maybe you know, I don't think anything's gonna happen, because like I'll have to return to Korea in like a few months. But then, you know, I might as well like see how it goes. And then I just played along. Nothing got really serious or anything. I just played along. And then what we call it is like a situationship, right? So I was in this like, let's say, situationship with the person back there. And the funny thing is, because I wasn't like tied, or like we didn't have any like dedication towards each other or whatever. We're free beings, right? And then as exchange students, we wanted to party hard too. So we used to go to like the city central. Clarke Quay is like an area, they have nightlife over there. And I used to go to clubs. And the funny thing is, like, we were hanging out with like locals over there, like other Singaporean girls at the clubs. And then I was like, you know, like whispering and saying stuff. And then I look at the other opposite side of the club, and there was the girl I was in a situationship with over there, and she was with her partner too, and she was hanging out with 2 other like guys over there, and we both met our own eye, like our eyes met, and we both fled for some reason. We were both embarrassed, and we both fled outside of the club. I didn't even know we fled outside of the club. But the funny thing is, we both fled outside, and we met outside right in front of the entrance, and we were both like, "Oh, what are you doing over here?" And then she was so awkward. She's like, "Oh, I'm just like out with my friend, and you know," and then ha 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 ha. Haha, yeah, yeah. So how long are you gonna stay? And blah blah blah. And then afterwards, it didn't go well. So, very awkward situation. But that was a funny incident that happened. Yeah. Oh, the good old days. Thank you, Teen Army. Mm. NTU, NUS, SMU is our version of Sky. Yeah, they're great schools. Great schools. Chelsea, I'm sorry. I'll abort my and I'll withhold my stance on Sungan because as I said, I don't have much knowledge about it right now. So I was just like, whatever I would say in that context. Okay. Well, you guys are just talking amongst yourselves. Yeah, like that was a very awkward situation. And then we got, I mean, we got good. Okay, and then, should I say this or not? Man, should I say this or not? For content's sake, there's a story I don't want to tell, but it's kind of funny, but it's not that funny, but it's a little story. Nah, I won't tell it. It's nothing about my relationship or anything. It's just like if I get a small super chat, I'll leave you guys hanging like that. If I get a small super chat, whoever want, if it sparked your curiosity, I'll tell you like a little embarrassing, a shameful story, a shameful past. I'll do a little confession of a little sin that I made collectively when I was in Singapore. But yeah, if I don't get anything, I'll just end the stream because it's past 2 hours, almost nearing 2.5 hours. So I'm about to end it here, and I'll leave you guys hanging, and I'll call it a day and go to sleep and get some rest. So I have to prepare for the day tomorrow. Bribes, yes. But it could, like what I'm about to tell you, it's a shameful past, but it could be a pro tip as well. Spill it, say it. Okay, oh, just in time. Okay, doll baby sacrificing for everybody. $5. Thank you so much. Okay, by the way, I'm sorry I pressured you to do it, but it had to be pressured because this confession is kind of like okay. Oh yes, another $2 from horrendous karaoke. Okay, so if you go to Singapore, if you ever have the chance to go to Singapore, the most monumental hotel over there, the signature of Singapore is the Marina Bay Sands hotel. You've seen it probably once in your life. The three big skyscrapers, and like you have an infinity pool, like boat shaped, on top of it. It was built by a Korean company, I think. Anyways, like if you go to Singapore and if you don't stay in that hotel, then honestly I wouldn't see the significance of going to Singapore, because that is like a big part of Singapore, right? So of course, as broke exchange students, I didn't have the luxury to go there because I don't know how much the prices are right now, but back then for a standard room, from what I remember, it was like I think $400, like $350 to $400 per night for a standard two-person bedroom. So I definitely couldn't afford that, right? I tried my luck in the casino, but I failed. Raffles Hotel has good history too. It's right across. Yeah, I got like Singapore sling in that the peanut, what do you call it, place at Raffles. But anyways, going back, so you got to go to Marina Bay Sands. I was a broke college student. I didn't have $400 for a night, especially I didn't have anyone to go with, right? So then everybody was broke pretty much back then. We had a huge community of like Korean exchange students. So the ones we were friendly with, there were like a lot, but like our fam was like maybe 20 people. I would say 20 people. And one of the purposes of going to the Marina Bay Sands is to go to the top floor to the infinity pool and get like a picture of the whole cityscape and stuff, and get an Instagram photo, right? For sure. But the thing is, first of all, the first hurdle is that it's $350 to $400, right? And the second hurdle is, okay, this only adds up if you hear the rest of the story, but you would probably assume what's coming up. So you only get 1 key per room. I mean, like 2 keys per room if you request, I think, but like I think protocol is 1 key per room, or like 1 key per person. So max 2 keys. So what we did is we chose to be ugly Koreans. That's the term we shame ourselves with. We chose to be ugly Koreans, and this is a true story. Please, Singaporean government, if you see this, or the Marina Bay Sands manager, please don't jail us or fine us. But I swear to God, 20 of us split the bill for $400. So how much is that? That's like $20 each, right? We paid $20 each, and we snuck 20 Korean exchange students snuck into a 2-person bedroom all together, and we didn't even think of sleeping there because like there's barely enough space to even stand. We got rid of the beds to the sides. We made like a middle space, and we drank the night away. And with the 2 keys, we allocated 2 hours per person for the 24 plus something hours. And we took turns going to the infinity pool with those 2 keys. So all 20 people ended up going to the infinity pool and getting, like, we put a strict clock on it, and we called the person if they were like over, like, oh, you're 1 minute past your time, like come down quickly, like if this gets like dragged on, like nobody, the line at the end is not going to be able to go to the pool. So we did that, and then the security guard, I think the security guard at some point, like one of the crews, like the 2 people, asked one of our rotations, like, I think they found us suspicious or something, or that like so many Koreans were coming, rotation after rotation with the same card. I don't know if they have a system to actually identify if the same card or not, but that's what we did, and it was kind of embarrassing, and I was feeling very guilty, but we were poor, and I hope the neighbors of our neighboring rooms weren't bothered, because we were definitely very loud throughout the whole night. We snuck in soju and all that, and we drank throughout the whole night. So that's our little story. And then myself being a frugal and also experiential driven person, I wanted to get the most out of it, right? So we had extra slots. So everyone was dead from soju. Every single one was like, people were throwing up in the bathroom. People were sprawled in like the closet and on the floor. Like people who won rock paper scissors, like 5 of them were laying vertically on the bed, on each of the 2 beds. 3 people were in the balcony because Singapore is hot enough, like it's warm enough, you can sleep outside. 3 people were sprawled outside in the balcony, and everyone was drinking until like 6 a.m. And because nobody had the conscious or like the energy to use the cards again, I'm a pretty good drinker, and I got those keys. I went with another hyung, and then we went up at 6 a.m. in the morning because our checkout was at like 9ish or something. I don't know. But we had extra hours, and I was like, let's go. Let's make the best out of it. And then we went up in the sunbed, and then I fell asleep, and then my phone was ringing, and then the guy that booked the room was like in panic, like, we gotta go, we need the keys, we need to return the keys, where are you guys? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I fell asleep, because I was drunk too. And then I woke up on a sunbed in the infinity pool, and that's my embarrassing story. So ugly Koreans. And then at least we had a sense of remorse back then. We were like, we're sorry, but we're just very broke. We had no other option than to do this. And at least because of that, I got the opportunity to go to the infinity pool over there. So yeah. Anyways. Yeah, the good old days. Yeah, sounds smart to me. Nah, it was ugly Korean caps. Yeah, peak ugly Korean behavior. Yeah, the neighbors were definitely bothered, but they were probably too polite, introverted Asians to actually complain to the front or something. Yeah. Yeah, it was 20 people. It was crazy. It was pretty crazy. But yeah, I'll give you this as a tip. You know, if you ever go to Singapore and you want to experience the infinity pool, like go as multiple people. Don't go as 20 people, please, and don't cite me. Don't quote me. I think over like maybe 4 people, if you're going on a budget, would be okay, and then you rotate the keys, and yeah, that'll be, fine. But yeah. Anyways, that was good. That was fun. So yeah. I mean, like, $400 is a lot. I don't have that much money to stay in a hotel for a single night, right? So might as well when I have the opportunity. It's called a group deal. What? Most I've had is like 10 in a room. Yeah, the amount of anxiety we had when we were sneaking in from the front, it's like a huge concierge, and like there's a huge hall. So nobody was actually looking, but even so, we have our own conscience and we feel guilty. Like 20 people are like going up towards the elevator, so of course, like somebody would notice, but like it was so like we were so anxious when we were sneaking in. And I'm finding that picture, the glorious picture. The glorious picture from that night. Yay, look at that. Okay, infinity pool at Marina Bay Sands. There we go. Okay. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Oh, there was this nice rooftop called One Altitude. I don't know if it's still there, but that was good too. Wow, so many memories. The Universal Studios at Singapore. I definitely had a good time over there. Oh, this was our whole fam. We used to drink all day long, all night long. Yeah, I really miss those times. Yeah. I used to learn Chinese with them too. Yeah, I'm in the back over there. I don't know if you can see me. It was very fun. Oh, and yes, we have another ugly Korean moment. So there's a place, there's a Singaporean beer called Tiger, and they have a Tiger factory tour, and so this is so ugly too. I don't know. I'm so sorry to be ugly Korean, but after the tour, they give you a 1 hour all you can eat session at like their bar, and we went as a group, of course. Like I think we went as 6 people, but each of us drank like 5 or 6 beers per person, and we drank non-stop during that 1 hour. We got wasted as hell. We got like as much beer as we wanted at that tour. So it's very hard to be a broke college student. Yeah. And everyone called me like, I don't know, that I looked like a Singaporean back then. I don't know why, but I used to have fun doing these kind of things. I was so like, you see, I'm so skinny back then. You see, I'm so skinny. Yeah, that's what I used to look like. Yeah. This is not even photoshopped, but like look at the figure of my face. It's like a super oval, super skinny version of myself. That's crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. Such good times. Good times, good times. Wow, look at that. I was holding like a anaconda or something. A snake. Yeah, like look how skinny I am. Can you believe how skinny I was? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's when I was like 25. It's crazy. Yeah, like right now I'm definitely like a old man. Damn. Okay, guys. So, thank you for the super chats. You earned that ugly Korean moment. Please don't spread the news. It's just for you guys. You used to look good. What happened, yo? I aged. I'm telling you guys. Okay, so I need to address this. I need to address this just for my own ego, okay? A lot of you guys that have joined KPC like recently that doesn't know like my past, or let's say like my prime or my heydays. You've been hearing me complain about like me being depressed, not being able to be with anybody, like oh I'm being like very picky, and like I've gained weight, and Anna's always trying to help me out to get into a relationship and blah blah blah. And there have been people in the comments maybe misinterpreting it, and I don't give an F about it, but people are like, oh, I feel so bad for David, like he's like such a nice guy, but he isn't being able to, he's not going to be able to get any girls like with his mentality or like an ego like that, like blah blah blah. And you know, excuse me, but you don't know about me. Like I was perfectly fine, and I knew how to score, and I still probably do, but I'm just very dormant nowadays by choice. By choice. I'm voluntarily like this, voluntarily in this mode. I need to focus on work. So you don't have to worry about my dating life or my relationships. But yeah, like some of the comments were like, oh, he needs some help. You know, we should all help David get a girlfriend, or else he's gonna stay single forever. Like, he's never gonna be able to marry someone, or like, you know, blah, 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 blah. It's okay, guys. It's okay. And, I will tell you, the reason I'm picky is because I have pretty high standards. So, you don't have to worry. My personality is not usually one that addresses these kind of things because it seems very cocky and cringe and out of character. But just for those of you who are misunderstanding, like, I don't need Anna's help. I'm not that desperate to get any kind of woman out there. Like, I don't have to go into Anna's friend pool or go to like networking parties to get a girl, okay? I can do whatever I want by myself, but I'm just like, you know, there are priorities in my life, and dating and meeting a girl isn't one right now. Yeah, it's I've passed that phase, you know? Like people sometimes like want relationships. Sometimes they're horny, sometimes they want to fling. They sometimes, you know, they have different hoe phases in lives. And right now it's just not that period for me. Of course, I always complain about like my weight gain or going to the gym or blah blah blah, but that actually comes from like, you know, the heightened standards like of me wanting to be picky, if you get what I'm saying. You know, like I want to tighten up my standards as well. Like, see, like, okay, how far how high can I reach? Can I actually reach for Karina? in my dreams. In my dreams, but like it's a challenge to myself. Like, okay, I've been able to, you know, meet these kind of people so far. I'm satisfied with that. It was a happy experience, but if I were to even work out, what would happen then? You know? So, yeah. But yeah. It's so funny because just this and I'll end the stream. Anna recently posted on her story, like even her dad thinks we're dating or something. Unrelated, but because Anna just popped up. If you go to Anna streams, like every stream we do, and see the the recorded version of it, like let's look at some of the comments. Look over here. So if you look at some of the comments, I actually downvoted this because he reminds me of creepy older... What? I was triggered. He reminds me of creepy older guys who were always smiling me at the halls and trying to take me places. I used to talk to them when they were older. I said Minji is pretty. I literally said Minji is pretty. And this is what people interpreted from that. This is why I don't do K-pop anymore. I literally said my backstory of not doing K-pop reactions because the moment I said New Jeans look pretty, I immediately become a creepy older guy at work who already always smiles at me in the halls and trying to take me places. Do you guys actually, like, for real? Like, oh my, when I saw that, I was like, no way. Let me see. That is just like, oh my. And there are so many people that like, the reason I addressed that like ego boost earlier is because, let's see if there's an other comment. Let's see. Let's see. What the hell is this? What the hell is this comment? wait, where did it go? Okay, wait a sec. I'm gonna show you a fun comment. This is so funny. Why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? My OBS is frozen. Is it working now? Oh, here we go. It sounds like David was feeling down because Anna was briefly single and he thought he missed his chance even though Anna would never give him a chance. So she's trying to get him a girlfriend. What the f... I think she definitely will, but he needs to show enthusiasm, make a first move, and ask her. It looks she is waiting. She's not going to make... Are you guys, like, watching Singles Infernos or something? Like, this is crazy. Oh, and also, whoever you are, I'm a flight attendant, and oh my god, I need a boyfriend like him because other guys are always complaining about our job. Well, Aylin Yil M4N, please DM me. Please DM me. Oh my god. Yeah, it's on every single live stream. I'm trying to look for more right now, but it's just baffling every time I see some of these comments. I think Anna maybe even deleted them. I don't know. But let's see on this one. What the hell is, like, this even has 13 likes. It's from the same person. This person is pretty much So the reason David was depressed is that Anna got a new boyfriend. I feel sorry for the guy. He's in love with Anna, but she's looking elsewhere. What are... Yeah, thank you, Elazar, for standing up for me. Logic. David is a super careful and rational guy. I don't think he will do these live streams with her over and over again if he's in love with her, period. Exactly, thank you. It's because David is not on Gold Spoon. These... Yeah, these comments are wild. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, my throat is getting bad, so I probably have to end the stream. So, anyways. Yeah, gotta go home. Let's see. I remember a very funny one. I just want to end it with that one, but can't find it over here. Anyways, I'll try to find it for the next live stream and do a reaction with Anna. What? Like, see, look at this comment over here. Okay, I think I found one. Okay. Instant dislike. Oh, and if you're this person, please let me know. David, I sent you money through PayPal. Yeah, please let me know so I can acknowledge you. Wait. Yeah, so let me know if you're LZ. I can't be the only one creeped out by him dreaming about dating Minji. And this person, this is my third comment about you, Anna and Anna and you, David. I have no idea why I feel so strong of you to date, but I do. You do not see Anna and each other from an audience's voice. She can deny it, but I do see she is clearly has a soft spot about you. Same goes to you, David. Please stop wasting your time and date already. One romantic evening together not gonna hurt. Also, what do you mean not? You don't know who to take Coldplay's concert. Ask Anna. Take whatever. Blah blah blah. Okay, I know you might have good intentions, but like that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Yeah, the last comment is cute. I get the good intentions, but there are other comments that are purely about myself, about like not being able to date, and like he's simping over Anna too much, and like he's a creep, and like that's probably why he's not getting girls, or you know, who would like to blah blah blah, and yeah, so Simpleton Crawls, thank you. I only ever shipped you with Danny because I'm rational. Okay, great. Great. David is still looking hot, especially for foreigners abroad, so they are so wrong. We know girls. But I don't want to, like, you know, how we call it, 엎드려 절받다 in Korean. It's a saying. How do you express that in English? 엎드려 절받기. 영어로. Bow down and bow down? No. I don't want to twist your arm. What? What? No. How do you say 엎드려 절받기 in English? Oh, but it seems like I'm fishing for compliments. Okay, that might be the closest I can get. Yeah, I don't want to be fishing for compliments. Yeah, so anyways. Yeah. Okay. David, would you consider to do a Tuesday live stream with an actual audience? What does that mean, actual audience? I want pizza too. Maybe I'll get some pizza tomorrow if I recover. As in live audience? Like how? In front of me? I don't understand. In-person audience. How would I have a in-person audience in front of me? Like someone sitting behind me, or like in terms of a comedy show or whatever? Then I would have to have like a big venue and have some people. Yes? Oh. Well, that would take some planning, but I doubt many, like, I would have an actual audience, though. Yeah, I could do a special live, like, maybe pre-plan it 3 months before, or something like that. Fan event, something like that. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. You'd buy tickets for that? No way, no way. As in, book a venue, have audience in front of you, and do the live stream in front of the audience. That would be fun. That would be fun. I have a nice place for live streams. I've done fan events there before for Naked Soul. You know, not fan events, like meet and greets, and also just talking about ramen and show behind the scenes. People actually showed up. Like 8 people, I think, showed up for yeah. There's this nice place I can rent almost for free too. It used to be in our old studio. Wow, Media Flex. Wow, it's been so long that I've forgotten. Where is that? Oh, 뭐지? 미디어 플렉스 맞는데? 미디어 플렉스. 미디어 컴플렉스. 맞다. Oh shit, you can't use it anymore. Damn. Yeah, oh, their contract ended. Uh-oh. Well, I have another place I can use, so that's good. Okay, anyways. Yeah, I'll think of that. Elaine, thank you for... Elaine? Yeah, thank you for the $3. Pizza. I stayed single by choice and get financially stable, and finally found me a husband, got married when we are both 48. Wow. Okay, both single, never married, now 17 years married, don't hurry, life is more fun. I totally agree. I really agree. Yeah, so, thanks for watching, tuning in. I really need to go. I think my cough is getting worse and worse. I'll probably take some cough pills or whatever and get going. So yeah, that's great, Jessica. I'm probably gonna find someone at church when I'm like 36 or 37 or somewhere. Yeah. Okay, that was fun, guys. Tomorrow's gonna be a long day too, so I'll leave you here. Before you go, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I noticed that, very interestingly enough, if you look at my statistics, 60% of my audience are non-subscribers. Can you believe that? I wouldn't think, like, obviously the regular viewers on my live stream, I would assume that they're pretty much subscribed people, but like if you look at the total amount of views, they go up to like 10K per live stream, but 60% of them are non-subscribers. That's crazy, right? So I have so much potential in that sense. Yeah, that's crazy. So if I look at the last live stream, let's see. Oh, I got it opposite. Yeah. For the live streams, of course, like the subscribers would be more. But if you look at this, female is 86.6%, male is 13.4%, subscribed is 60%, unsubscribed is 39%, ages 25 to 34 are 40%, USA is 40%. So I'm sorry if I'm very USA centered. UK 6%, Canada, India 5%, Philippines 3.2%. Yeah, so somebody watches Japanese automatically translated? What? Anyways, interesting. But if you go to my regular videos, like my podcast, it's inverted from what I've seen. Yeah, see? Like for the Lana video, for instance, unsubscribed is 71.6%. So for the live streams, I would assume they're more recurring viewers, but for my podcast and my other videos, 71% is like unsubscribed. So if all those 71% subscribe to my channel, then that would be a massive following. So I guess I need to, like, you know, push more call to action to subscribe. But USA, thank you USA. And Retro Gamer just subscribed. See, call to action is key. Please subscribe, everybody. Part of the USA audience, yes. I'm honored to be the 13.4. 13.4 was from male. Okay, great. Subscribe, guys. I'm subscribed. Great. Okay, please like the video. Before I go, sending an ad your way. If you have extra time, just please turn on your Chrome tab and do nothing for 30 seconds, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday, probably, if I recover. Bye. Oh, that sounded like a goat. Bye. Check out Patreon if you want exclusive content. Bye.